Okay, let's try something. Close your eyes for a second. Can you picture it? Maybe it wasn't even that long ago for you. Planning an IFR flight. Wrestling with those huge stacks and paper charts, Approach plates, binders,
Yeah.
all stuffed into a cockpit that felt too small already.
Oh, yeah. The weight alone.
Exactly, the physical weight, and just like trying to find the right page mid-flight. Ew.
Well, thankfully, technology's really swept through aviation and brought this quiet kind of revolution in how we fly. So today we're doing a deep dive into electronic flight bags, EFBs, and really looking at how they've just completely changed the game in the cockpit for pilots like you.
Precisely. And our mission here really is to unpack the, well, indispensable role these EFBs play now, especially for you, the modern IFR pilot, particularly if you're maybe thinking about that instrument rating.
Uh-huh.
We want to show how tools like, EasyVFR, ForeFlight, Garmin Pilot, they're not just digital paper. They fundamentally change your job from just gathering data endlessly.
To being more of a real-time data interpreter. It's about cutting down that cognitive load, especially when things get busy.
Okay, that sounds, well, much smoother. So when we talk about an EFB changing IFR planning and flying, what does that actually look like? For a single pilot, maybe in a typical GA plane.
Yeah.
But does all this digital stuff bring its own problems? Like, what about batteries dying? Or software glitches?
Good question.
Or even just relying on it too much? Could that maybe actually make things harder in an emergency?
That's a really crucial point. And yeah, it's all about finding that balance, isn't it? Not over-relying. So what it means in the cockpit, it's a massive simplification, pre-flight, in-flight, the whole routine.
Okay.
Instead of separate charts for en route, approach, departure, boom, it's all on one screen. And the EFB pulls it all together, real-time weather overlays, the latest charts, all the NOTAMS.
Or they're the notices to Aaron, right? The critical alerts.
Exactly, those real-time warnings about hazards or changes. Plus, it often does performance calculations for your specific aircraft. And it's more than just a library. Lots of EFBs now connect wirelessly to your plane's avionics. They pull in GPS, attitude, even engine data sometimes.
Wow.
And display it with synthetic vision or terrain awareness. It gives you this incredible 3D picture of where you are, even if you can't see out the window.
Right.
Now, about those vulnerabilities you mentioned, absolutely fair question. While EFBs cut down the mental workload a lot, they do bring in a new kind of management.
Okay, like what?
Like managing power, having backups, keeping the software updated, that sort of thing. Most pilots I know carry at least 2 devices. Redundancy.
Makes sense.
So think of it less as getting rid of risk and more like trading one set of problems juggling paper, maybe having an outdated chart for another, maybe more manageable set.
Like keeping things charged and backed up.
Exactly. And the payoff is you can focus more on actually flying the plane, which, ultimately boosts safety. I still remember my own check ride, fumbling with a knee board, trying to find the right approach plate while the examiner simulated an engine failure.
Oh, wow. Stressful.
Yeah, totally. An EFB would made that moment, well, not easy, but much more manageable. The info would have been right there, instantly.
Yeah, that's a really strong example. It brings the theory to life. So for someone studying for an instrument rating, maybe thinking it's all just memorization, how does the EFB help bridge that gap? Between what the examiner wants you to know theoretically and what actually matters when you're in the soup. Like instead of just reading about a low pressure system, what happens when the EFB actually shows it to you graphically on your route with live radar? Does that change how you understand it?
Oh, it absolutely transforms it. Examiners, yeah, they expect you to know the bits and pieces individually, but what matters in flight is how it all fits together.
Right, the whole picture.
Exactly. The EFB shows you that visually, turns abstract ideas into something functional, intuitive. For your instrument rating, it's not just memorizing airspace types. It's seeing your navigation, comms, critical flight data all laid out clearly. Reduces the chance of mistakes under pressure, like your low-pressure example. Understanding the theory is one thing, but seeing it visually on your route with real-time radar impacting your flight path, that's practical knowledge that sticks.
Yeah, I can see that.
It helps build a really solid mental model of the IFR environment, much better than just rote learning.
Okay, so summing up then, what does this all mean for you, the pilot, navigating IFR EFBs? They aren't just a nice to have, are they? They're really a fundamental change in how IFR flying gets done. Planning, flying. They make it significantly easier and safer, especially if you're flying solo. It's like moving from a whole toolbox to one integrated multi-tool.
Exactly. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Beyond just making the workload easier, what does integrating everything, weather, charts, traffic, terrain, into one place actually mean for your decision-making?
Good question.
In those complex IFR situations, does it demand new skills from you? Maybe less about pure needle chasing and more about assessing information critically. What does this modern tool ask of you as you move from the theory of the rating to actually using it out there? Something to think about.